We prepare comparative financial statements to forward to see what the change, what kind of change had happened in elements of a financial statement. Now we are considering what? Now we are considering balance sheet of a same company into different years. For what? We want to know what change happened to each of the elements. See, here are some of the commonly found elements in a balance sheet. We have an side for equity and liability. Please remember, this won't be the format we have learned about for the balance sheet, but this is the most updated, most relevant, and the format that is recommended legally. Okay, when we are preparing a statement which is legally valid, this is the format of the balance sheet. So try to study this format. Just see what they are given. Don't worry about the elements. The same elements we have seen in the old format, it is repeated here. But the way we have written this column is changed. Okay. Now we have the liability side here. When we wrote it is just liabilities in the old format, it is written equities and liabilities in the new format. That's just a change. Okay. Now see what are the elements given. Preference share capital, equity share capital, or simply the capital. When we are doing in the real life, okay, when we prepare for our exam, we would have written just the capital. When we are doing it for the real life situation, you would have these two kind of capital. What are they? Let it be there. Just understand it is just classification of the capital. Now we have reserves, then non-current liabilities. What are non-current liabilities? Liabilities that has a long life, that take a long time to be paid back, like debentures, long-term loans. Okay. Then there are current liabilities. What are current liabilities? Liabilities that have to be paid within the current financial year. Okay, they are known as current liabilities. So what are included in the current liabilities? Bills payable, creditors, outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses ought to be paid within one financial year or within the current financial year. So it is written as current liability. See, in the previous format, you used to write all these things, but you didn't break it like this or give a heading like equities and liabilities. Only those things are changing. Okay, but the elements are same: capital, reserve, long-term loan, bills payable, creditors, etc., etc. Okay. Now this is what comes in the liability side. Now see what happens at the asset side. In the previous format, we used to write in left side, we will write the liabilities, right side, we used to write the assets. In this format, we are writing it upward and downward. That means we are writing it vertically. In the previous format was known as horizontal format, and this format of balance sheet is known as vertical format of balance sheet. Hope that concept is clear for you. Now let's see what are written on the asset side. And as I said, they are given first, they are given non-current asset. Now you may know what is non-current asset. Non-current assets are assets that are consumed by more than one financial year or that are not just brought for the current financial year. Think of a fixed asset, plant, machinery. We will use it for just 1 year and throw it other things. No, when we have brought a plant to a company or plant to a business, we will use it for more than 1 year. So what that means? It means it is a fixed asset. It is a current asset. Sorry, non-current asset. That means it is not just for the current financial year. Hope the concept is clear for you. Now see the current assets. What are the current assets? If you know what is non-current asset, current assets would be easy for you. What are current assets? Current assets are assets that are consumed, used up, that are meant for just one financial year. That is closely related to the current financial year alone. Things of bills receivable, debtors, closing stock, cash and bank. These assets are kept in the business only for current year. For the next year, they will find the next part. Okay. So we play with the elements of this balance sheet. Now see what are the headings we want. In the particular column, we will write together what liability and assets. Remember, the total of liability side would be equal to the total of asset side. Now, what we are doing here we are taking the year one, the first year's what values. Okay, first year's preferred capital would come here. First year's equity capital would come here. First year's reserves would come here. First year's non-current liability would come here. Similarly, everything related to the first year would be written here with the values. It will be given in the question. Okay, don't worry. When we come to the second year, the second year's value will be written in this column. Now, what we have to do? Like what we have done in the comparative income statement, here also we should find the change. What change happened in second year, or what increase or decrease happened in second year when we compare it with the first year? That change will be written here. Okay, what we will do afterwards? If think here it was 1 lakh, here it is 2 lakh, then what is the change? There happened an increase of 1 lakh. If it was a decrease, we will put it in a bracket. Don't worry, I am not showing an example right now, but in the same video you can see the examples, but don't worry, I'm just telling what the heading means. Okay, so in the change column, we will show what change happened to the value of each of the element when we compare the value of it in the first year with the value of it in the second year. So we have the year one, year two, the change. Then what is change in percentage? We know from year one, when we compared year two with year one, we found some change. Now we are going to see what percentage of change had happened in this. It will be written here. Don't worry, very simple task. We can see the task with an example. See here we have a question. Is written from the following balance sheet of Masters Kashyap Limited for the years 2014 and 2015. Prepare a comparative balance sheet of the firm. Okay, now we are going to prepare a comparative balance sheet. See what we can do. Here it is written equity share capital. Okay, we have in 2014 we have equity share capital of 10 lakh. In 2015 we have an equity share capital of 12 lakh 50,000. What about reserve? In 2014 was 4 lakh. You can see there is a change in 2015, it is 3 lakh 80,000. Similarly, for every element, we can see a change. Okay. It's not mandatory that there would be a change. So we can see how to mark the change. Okay, how to mark the change and mention them in a comparative balance sheet. Okay, we have to prepare a comparative balance sheet. See, first of all, we have to draw the format of a comparative balance sheet. Then, what we should do? We have discussed about the format before. So, after drawing the format, just copy paste whatever is given the question. See, here it is given equity share capital is for 10 lakh rupees in 2014, isn't it? Is given in the question. We are going to type here. We don't have a preference share capital. Just leave a column. In equity share capital, we are going to write 10 lakh. Now we can see what is given in 2015. It is 12 lakh 50,000. So equity share capital of 2015 is 12 lakh 50,000. Okay, that's clear. Similarly, fill everything given in the question in the answer. Okay, so we are drawing here comparative balance sheet. We have a question here. From the question, fill every information given in the question in our comparative balance sheet in these two columns for 2014 and 2050. You have nothing to do, just copy paste what is given in the question. Hope that is clear. So when we have finished that, okay, after we have finished filling everything, what we have to do? The very first thing we have to do is to find the change. See, what is the change here? Here in 2015, we had 12 lakh 50,000. The equity share capital was just 10 lakh in 2014. So what is the change? That means there happened an increase of 2 lakh 50,000 when it comes to the year 2015. So within 1 year, we had an increase of 2 lakh 50,000 rupees. So we can write the change as 2 lakh 50,000. Okay. Now we go to change. If you have a doubt, you can do it in a calculator. I will show you. Here we have a calculator. It is 12 lakh 50,000 minus 10 lakh. We will get the change 2 lakh 50,000. Okay. Now we have another thing. What the change in percentage? Remember, please understand the concept. We are going to find what change happened to equity share capital. What change happened to equity share capital when we compare what there was in 2014 with what happened in 2015. So understand the basis of comparison is the main thing we compared with is the value in 2014. So how can we make that comparison? This is the format. So to find percentage, we should do it by dividing 2,50,000 with 10 lakh. So the change 2,50,000 divided by the value of 2014, 10 lakh into 100 is give 25 percentage. Remember the answer is in percentage. So we can write here 25, okay, sorry, here 25 percentage. So please read it once again. In 2014, it was given there was an equity share capital of 10 lakh rupees. In 2015, it was given there was an equity share capital of 12,50,000 rupees. Now we realize, can understand that there happened a change of 2,50,000 when we compare these two years. So when we see in percentage, we can say what was there in 2014, there happened an 25 percentage of increase in this value. Okay, a 25 percentage increase happened in this value when it came to 2015. Hope the concept is clear for you. And it is very simple also. Similarly, you have to fill the entire columns. Whatever is given in the question, please remember, everything in the format won't be given in the question. So similarly, everything in this what question won't be there in the format also. You should understand where to include what. Now we can see the final answer. This is the final answer of that question. See, here we had what 10 lakh rupees. And in 2015, we had 12,50,000. The change is 2,50,000. The percentage, so if you remember how we find the percentage, it is 25,000, sorry, 25 percentage. In reserve, please note here when we see the reserve. Okay, in 2014, how much reserve we had? Please remember the question, it was 4 lakh rupees. In 2015, it is 3 lakh 80,000 rupees. So remember, there happened a change of 20,000 rupees, but it wasn't an increase. It was a decrease. To since we are simply telling here it is a change, to notify that this is a decrease, we put it in a bracket. Percentage also what we put it in a bracket. Everywhere we do the same, and by that we will have completed the entire answer. Simple. Only this much thing you have to do. Just write down the values given for 2040, 2050. Take the difference from 2050 minus 2040. Please remember that. Okay. Here we will minus 2050 minus 2040 value, and we will put it in the change. If it is a negative value, there has to happen a decrease. We put it in bracket. Then we will find what the change in percentage. Change in percentage is find by how the change divided by old year's value into 100. Hope the concept is clear for you. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. I will make it clear for you. Then thank you all.